What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, back at it again.
Do me.
What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your boy Chavez, back at it again.
And that makes it my video.
You wish. We're here to watch Ice Cream Sandwich?
Yeah.
Question mark? Mm-hmm. But he is the guest of someone called BrodyAnimates.
Great name, Brody.
Yeah, I like it.
I knew a guy named Brody. Yeah. And he was as big as that name makes you sound like you are.
He was large.
Huge guy.
Yeah. The title of this one is called Injuries. I have injuries right now.
Very nice.
It's so funny because at this point in my life, Dr. D and my husband are both convinced that I need to be put inside of a bubble. Dr. D was actually trying to find a bubble suit for me the other day after I told her what happened to my hand.
I have injuries, but you can't see them because they're on the inside.
Yeah. Sad boy.
I meant my knee is torn to pieces.
Oh.
You literally can't see the injury.
Got it. I see. I thought you were talking about like...
my internal suppressive injuries.
I was like, don't worry, baby.
Thanks for the head pat.
I hope you guys are uninjured. I hope you guys are okay. All right. Hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are sanitized. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Well, before we get started, I have to let you know I'm a terrible host. I'm really mean. I've been known to bite. I got in trouble for that too. Nathan and Bryson aren't talking to me.
Yeah.
You're cool with that, right?
The biting?
Yeah, I think I get.
All right,
I got health insurance.
Thank you for joining me here, Andy. Today we're going to be talking about injuries.
Hey.
If I'm not wrong, you've been hurt before.
That is correct. I have felt pain in my in my days.
Medical marvel. I get injured a lot out of just ignorance.
Yeah.
I was going camping with my brother and my dad. We brought our rescue dog with us, Maple, and like she's like a huge muscular dog. We just want to tire her out, so we put her on like a giant 100-foot rope and just threw a frisbee for her. I didn't realize, but I threw the frisbee,
held the rope.
looked down, and the rope is wrapped around my foot. And then right as I like let go of the frisbee, I'm like, I should move my foot. But it was just too late. Like, she took off so fast. It tightened around my foot instantly. And then it shredded all the skin in a circle around my ankle.
That is so wonderful. Because you literally did it to yourself. You threw the frisbee. You knew the dog was gone. It's too late to think it through.
The injuries that you do to yourself, I feel like, are always the worst ones. Because you'll always look back in hindsight like, but why did I do that?
To me. And I love me. Yeah. Mostly.
Like, I was washing a knife one time, and I almost dropped it. So then I, like, squeezed it.
God.
I squeezed it.
I felt that.
Like, and I just, like, screamed, and my dad was like, what's wrong? And I'm just, like, sobbing as my hand is, like, gushing blood at the skin.
I gripped the knife with the soft part of me.
It's definitely a lot less mentally like, upsetting when it's something that, like, couldn't have been avoided.
Right.
Oh, no.
My dad was one of those dads where he just kind of lets things go. He was like, we'll put some athletic wrap on that. And then I just slept out in the wilderness with my shredded foot. For 4 years, I just had like a ring around my ankle.
Damn.
So that was like, that is deep. That was deep.
It took everything with it, dude.
Like way back in high school, I was just biking around with a buddy. We got up to this top of the hill, and at the bottom there's like a little construction going on. There's like piles of dirt. Yep. He like goes down the hill, hits a pile of dirt, ramps off of it, but doesn't get in the air. And he's like, "Come on, Andy, you do it."
Don't do it.
And I'm like, "No, I don't want to do it." And he's like pressuring me. And he's like, "Come on, it'll be fun." And I'm like, "Fine, I'll do it." I don't know why, but I started to really like lean into going down the hill, like I was pedaling with the gravity. At the last second, he's like, slow down, and I'm like, what? And then I hit the pile of dirt, but it was a different parallel pile of dirt that was one, larger, and two, way softer packed.
No.
So my bike just sinks into it while I'm going like 30 miles an hour. I fly like 20 feet. Like, everything's in slow motion. I'm like, what? Oh no, I should have done it. And then I hit the ground and like slide another 5 feet on my face. And then the friction slows me down. That was like the worst injury because you could see it all over my face. Like I looked like Two-Face. I was like all split.
Yeah, the
but
lady,
it didn't hurt.
the lady
Comes over to me. He's like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, actually. And then I went to school the next couple days, and people were like, what happened?
You should see the other guy.
Yeah.
Pile of dirt.
He's fine.
There was this big pile of, not pile of dirt, but there actually was a dirt pile is what started it, right? So everybody gets their dirt bikes to go ride on the dirt pile during the construction zone, which Vegas has a ton of construction. And you cannot lock down the construction zones.
There's no way to do that.
They can't put down gates because the ground is too hard, and they can't get rid of the piles of dirt, so they just spray them down with water, so they're like muddy.
Yeah.
So then all the kids are out there, they're getting a mess, they gotta go home. And so I got my bike, and I hadn't gone on any of the hills, because they had like fucked all the hills up.
Yeah.
And on the way home, I was like, I'm gonna hit a hill on the way home. And it was like a ditch, a drainage ditch, so it had concrete.
Oh.
And so you could like go down.
And then go back up.
And then, no. It went down and then took like a hard left turn.
Oh,
and so
okay,
like you ride it down and you take the hard left turn and it goes right out to the street on the other side.
Okay.
You just hope there's not a car there because like you can't see it, right?
Fucking slingshot yourself into
you go up you little and you just shoot out to the street. And then you slow down and you're fine. So like I'm gonna hit it finally, right? So then I go down it, I'm going super fast. And I go to turn, I'm feeling myself, like I kick my leg out and everything. Like I'm fucking riding this fucking thing out. And then my truck, I put trucks on the back.
The pegs.
The peg digs into the side of the concrete. And later on when I went back to look, like there's a gigantic like gash in the concrete.
Yeah.
But yeah, the peg hit, the bike buckled, and my knee just scraped all on the side. Took all of the knee skin off with it, dude. Elbow full of granules. I had a padding, like a little dotted padding on my elbow for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was terrible.
That's so terrible.
Good thing my mom keeps iodine in the house.
Oh, Lord, I know that shit
took all the
hurt.
stuff, iodined it down, gigantic butterfly padding all over the place. Yeah, it's stupid. We had health insurance. I could have just went to the hospital.
My brother's got a couple less brain cells than I do.
Hell?
I love him, but he just thinks a whole lot less. I was sitting in class, must have been like 4th or 5th grade. The teacher tells me, like, Brody, you got to go in the hallway. Your brother's asking for it. And I was like, oh my God, like, what's happening? So I step out in the hallway, and Brock's holding a tissue over his finger, and he's like, I have to go home. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I have to go home. I don't know what to do.
No.
And I'm like, what? This genius had been holding a pair of kitty scissors made to be safe, but they didn't make them Brock-proof, apparently.
Right.
He's so bored in class, he's gonna saw a pencil in half, lengthwise, holding it in his hand.
I've done that.
Wow. The scissor slipped.
Yeah.
It's animated and I still don't want to watch it.
Let's see it.
I don't want to see it.
He's gonna draw it.
You gotta press play.
He's gonna draw it.
You gotta press it.
And just went like half an inch into his thumb.
He's samurai'd it. It's fine. You can watch it.
Wow. The scissor slipped and just went like half an inch into his thumb.
Yeah.
He had to get 6 stitches.
1, never let him inside of a wood workshop. 2, get this man into an arm wrestling competition. Ta-da. That's incredible strength. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've had a similar hand injury when I was in elementary school. I don't know what I was doing, but for some reason, I like stabbed a pencil into my hand. But I went to the nurse's office and they're like, what happened?
Why?
And it's like this pencil-shaped hole. And I'm like, paper cut. Like I was very ashamed. I'm like, I don't know.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Good. It's like paper can't do that. Not that I got hurt with this one, but it was like another time in elementary school. I peed my pants. It wasn't great.
Okay.
Not proud of that.
Right out the gate.
And then like the teacher's like, oh, okay, go to the nurse's office. The nurse calls my dad. My dad brings over some new pants. He's like trying to be thoughtful. Like, Andy, do you want to go home for the day? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do. So I go home and I like watch cartoons for the rest of the day. And my 1.5 brain cells conjures an idea. If I pee my pants.
No, please. No, please. We're begging you. We're begging you. Don't make this decision.
I was waiting. I was like, okay, and where does he like potentially get hurt or kind of no. Oh no.
I can go home whenever I want. I found the loophole. So the next day, I deliberately just pee my pants. Like story time happens. I'm like, I've been holding it in. I'm gonna do it. And then I go to the nurse's office again. My dad brings another pair of pants, and I'm like, we're going home. He's like, no, you go back to class. So I learned, and thank God, because
who knows how many more
yes.
would have occurred. No. It was gym class, right? And they're doing that testing that they do, the provincial or state requirements, right?
What
is it?
For what?
He's talking about testing for PE.
There's plenty. There's the stretch test. You get like a little box. You got to put your feet on it. You got to reach past your toes and touch the little thing and push it out.
Uh-huh.
We got to do a rope climb. We were one of the rope climb people.
Uh-huh.
We used to have all the kids. You could either climb the rope or you couldn't. I was in the climb the rope, of course. Knotless. Also got in trouble once for climbing into the little rafter part. Didn't think through. Got stuck.
I thought that's what you were supposed to do. Well, not to get stuck.
Nope. You just ring a bell and come down. I climbed to the top. Then I kept going, then I sat on top of it and went, I can't get down because I'm scared of heights. Great climber, very scared of heights. Deathly. They thought I was being a dickhead. I was like, I'm terrified. And I'm not going to show it, but I'm going to sit up here for 15 minutes.
How did they get you down?
They had to stop playing basketball.
And then?
I closed my eyes.
And?
Then climbed down with my eyes closed.
Oh, okay. I thought you jumped, and I was like, "Damn, that's
no.
Crazy.
You will be fucking hurt. It's like not
I thought
safe.
I thought like a bunch of them like held their arms out. They were like, "It's okay."
So you're thinking it's like a little rope climb. It's to the top of the gym.
Yeah.
You climb so fucking high.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculously dumb and dangerous.
Yeah.
I got stuck.
They didn't think they had to tell you, "Hey, don't do this thing."
I just like dangled my hands and then like gripped it with my feet and just slowly scooted down.
That's terrifying.
But I couldn't see.
Good job. Proud of you. I'm proud of little you.
Thanks.
Me and one of my buddies, he runs around the football field. He gets a really good time. He passes the test. For some reason, even though I am like the worst runner in the world, I was like, I'm gonna beat him. I run harder and faster than I ever have in my whole life. And I beat him by like 3 seconds.
Damn.
So I look at him and then I just throw up everywhere. Like I just look at him and I go,
comedically timed throw up while disgusting is hilarious. That is very funny. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of physical altercations when I was a kid. 2 sisters. We just kind of were passive aggressive.
Which childhood would you rather have?
Right.
That's a great question.
Do you want emotional or physical damage?
I preferred 0 damage, but I guess that's
I
not
had
an
both.
option.
So, you guys may or may not know this.
God.
No, stop.
Uh-huh.
But I have a little brother, and my little brother is disabled, okay? Get that out of the way. So my parents used to be like, hey, I know sometimes like your brother is frustrating, but like, he's disabled. So like you have to like give him grace
Like,
and stuff
let him
like that.
win,
Yeah.
be nice to him.
And I was like, cool, that's fine, right? But then like, but then my brother
in the
started,
same breath.
but then my brother started beating me up, bro. Like,
Just throwing hand viciously.
He can only use one hand,
just
bro.
Throwing single fist.
He started beating me up. And I remember one time my mom caught me like shaking. And like he's like 12 at this point or something. I don't know.
Right.
And I remember she caught me like, like I grabbed his hand and I was like shaking him. And my mom was like, she was so mad at me.
Oh my God.
She was like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, Mom, he is literally beating me up.
Absolutely. When you're a kid, you have like a rivalry, right? But then as you get older, you're like, okay, actually, I can be friends with this person because they're literally me.
That's where my sisters and I are now.
They're still like trapping you in a box.
No. Oh, God.
That was a long time ago. I can't remember how old I was. But
That was last year.
that was a year. Actually, that was an hour ago.
I'm in the box filming right now.
Please help me. This one was like when I was a kid. But we went to Mall of America, and there was like some roller coaster in Mall of America. I can't remember which one it was, but like I was really pushing the line when it comes to how tall you're allowed to be. They let us on, and I'm like, well, this is crazy. Like this is going way too fast to be safe at all. I'm not having a good time. It takes this like pinpoint turn, and I smack my head on the side of the cart, and then as it's like turning the corner, they have those like the camera things that show like take a picture of you.
Oh my God.
And so it's like,
no
bam, and like, and I'm so upset at this point. And my dad's like, isn't that funny? Like, how comedic? And I'm seething. I'm like, Father, how could you like abandon me in my time of need? Which now looking back, it is hilarious. And he was totally, I quickly told this story in like a video once, but I don't even remember what video. I've never seen my videos. I have no idea which one this is from. It was at one of those like quick setup carnivals, and like I've learned to never go on those rides ever
because they just plopped them off the truck and they're like rattly and loose.
Yeah, and you have like questionable like employees as well. And my sister and my cousin went on one. It was just like a ring.
Oh, I
you
love
get
that
in, you're
one.
locked in, and then it just
You
goes
can do that one.
in circles, and it
Yeah,
went
that was
for
great.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my, the guy was just like
Keep
laughing
going.
and like he wouldn't stop the ride.
Oh my god.
Okay, so there is one. So at the carnival, we had one, right? This guy named Travis. It's like and the name, if you bring up Travis or on anybody on my grandmother's side of the family, they will just start laughing.
Okay.
Travis caused havoc. He was this guy, some kind of mental something, but you're not sure. Mm-hmm. We know he is large, he is happy, and he likes rides.
Yeah.
And his grandmother is tiny. Mm-hmm. And they just sat grandma with Travis. And he was like, Travis likes to ride. I guess we're riding a ride. So he went around and around and around and around and around. And the guy was looking at Travis like, you gonna get off? He was like, nope. And he was like, all right, press the button again. And so we're hanging out, and the place is now closing. Travis is still on the ride.
Right.
And little grandma's just like, well, they send them to me every summer, and, you know, we got to just hang out.
Right.
And then Travis is spinning, and he's like, Grandma, get your ass on here.
Oh, my God.
And it just goes around and around. So good, man.
Oh, my God.
We were like out of town for like a hockey tournament or something, and we were staying in this hotel.
Hockey,
We were hanging out in the pool. My sister's like, "You just want to like race to the end there?" My competitive nature that I had in the football field came back to me, and I was like, for absolutely no reason at all, I have to try my absolute hardest to win. Halfway through the race, like I'm booking it, but my sister's older than me. I was like, well, how do I like slow her down? So I start like pushing her under the water, and I was like on her back, and then she was like gasping for air. She was like, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, I'm winning. And then like I get to the end, she's completely out of breath, and she's like, why did you do that? And I was like, I won.
Like how?
The end. I tried to drown her, but I won the race. That's how you do it. Die.
That's some sibling ass shit, dude.
That is, bro.
It is.
Bro.
My house was under construction.
Okay.
And a friend was over for a sleepover. We were hanging out. There's like this half wall next to the staircase. And there's like this shard of metal. I don't know why. There's a shard of metal in this wall. It should only be nails. He drags his arm across his forearm, and it gashes him like about an inch. And it's totally open. Missed all veins, so he's not bleeding, but you could like see down.
Oh my God.
This is gross. A little content warning. You could like look in and see the fat cells of like his body.
Oh God, I hate that.
I'm freaking out. I'm like,
oh my God,
because I've never seen gore in such like raw detail. I'm screaming. I'm like, oh, Dad, we gotta go to the hospital. He's gonna die. And then he's fine. He's like, oh, yeah, it stings, but I'm okay. And then like, no, we do go to the hospital. He gets stitched up. It's totally fine.
God. Oh God. Oh
What
God.
a
That
terrible-
last story was awful.
What a terrible way to end.
Also, I have a similar story, but not about me, about Chavez.
Yeah.
So,
It's on one of these arms.
it's on this one.
Yeah.
So, one time,
Long, long ago.
this was a very long time ago.
It was though, actually.
It was like almost 8 years ago now,
Yeah,
I think.
it was a long time ago.
So a long time ago,